In part C, we're looking at editing, and the topic is about trends. So we're editing for present, and we're studying the errors, mistakes or errors, and pay attention to the errors that you, particularly yourself, commonly make. So we're looking at these that are all fixed, and maybe you can see errors in your own writing like this. So the first one, on subject-verb agreement. The publishers of the new software is planning, are planning. So remember that the subject may be separated from the verb by a phrase, in this case a prepositional phrase, but you have to understand what is or are planning. Publishers. So publishers are planning to market it internationally. The second item, use of auxiliaries. They not had much success in learning Chinese this semester. Missing an auxiliary. They have not had much success. So check your work for auxiliaries. And maybe you have to put in a missing one, or maybe you have to change the one you used. Look at the type parallel structure number 3. Now, if you have 2 or more main verbs, make sure they match. They are parallel. He attends classes, works nights, and studying hard on the weekends. We need to say attends, works, and studies. Okay, so make sure you have studies, third person, singular, present tense, verb. Here's another example. The students haven't written, haven't spoken, or haven't heard German all summer. It's not necessary to repeat the auxiliary, right? So you just use the auxiliary the first time, and then remember to use the past participle each of the other verbs. The students haven't written, spoken, or heard German all summer. This is true not only for present perfect, but also for other verbs like present continuous. Number 4 is word order problem. I have been not feeling well. Okay, so I should say, I have not been feeling well. Pay attention to your word order and examine your sentences to see if the word order is kind of weird. Also, sometimes the word order in your language and English aren't the same. So it looks good to you because you're thinking grammar in your own language. But you have to think of grammar in English. Now, number 5 is time expression. We have been watching Chinese movies in class nowadays. Oops, that's not a good time expression. Recently is good. If we use present perfect continuous, we can use a time expression recently. If we really want to use nowadays, what verb tense must we use? We watch Chinese movies in class nowadays. What does that mean? It means probably at the beginning of the semester we never watched any movies, but nowadays it shows a change. Nowadays we watch them. Or recently we have been watching Chinese movies in class. Number 6, adverb placement. The ability to experiment has distinguished always good language learners. Oops. The adverb always needs to go between the first auxiliary and the rest of the verb. Has always distinguished. Now, the reason I said the first auxiliary is because some verbs have 3 words, right? Some verbs have 2 auxiliaries, right? So if you say have been working, have been studying, the first auxiliary is have, and the second was been. So always remember to put it after the first auxiliary. So these are kinds of errors that you should look for in your own writing and try to either avoid them or correct them, monitor them, right? You'll make errors, that's okay, as long as you can learn from them and make them better. Now, can you edit these? Correct the errors in these sentences. So number 1 says students of Chinese tends to have difficulty with pronunciation. All right, so we need word tend. Yeah, students tend, right? How about number 2? Many schools now teaching Chinese and Urdu.
Teaching English and they're doing now.
Okay, many schools now teach Chinese and Urdu. Now you could use are teaching because one of the things about the word teach is you can use it in the present, simple or continuous. Number 3, Raul and Carlos has been working full time and has been attending classes, night classes. How about this one? Okay, first mistake is the wrong auxiliary. Ooh, did you notice that? Okay, you missed that one. So if you missed it this time, you need to remember, subject-verb agreement, I need to pay attention to. Not everybody makes the same type of mistakes, right? So I'm trying to alert you to see what kind of mistakes there are, and you go, oh, I think I make this mistake often, I need to pay more attention to that. Because we have 2 people, Raul and Carlos, we need to use have, been working. If you want to use have in the second, it would be better than has. But you could also omit it. You could just leave it out and say, Raul and Carlos have been working full-time and attending night classes. That would be the best way. But at least if you change it to have, it would be better than what it is right now. Number 4, always I have liked studying a new language. Always I've liked studying a new language. What can we do to fix this one? Move the word always to another place. Where shall we move it?
Move between the head line.
Move it between. I have always liked studying a new language. Good. Between the first auxiliary and the rest of the verb. I have always liked studying a new language. How about number 5?
I have been playing guitar.
I have been playing guitar, or you can use the reduction or the contraction. Recently, I've been playing guitar. And how about number 6? Chung has not been traveling lately. Okay, you got it. Question? Yes, please.
Does it remove has been?
Yes. Right. So the first correction, it needs to be have, but the second correction is just get rid of has been, and it'll be a much better sentence. Raul and Carlos have been working full time and attending night classes. That would be better. Good. Okay. I'm not going to go over this one with you now. You can take some time to do that because I would like you to understand a few items in C2 and then tell you about your writing assignment that you need to do by the end of this week. So these are topic sentences because lots of times when you write, you have to have a topic and then you have to have a topic sentence. And you want to look at these topic sentences and think whether or not they set up a present context and make it possible for you to write using present tenses. Okay, so if we say the internet has made shopping and doing business easier, is that a sentence that could help you talk about the present? Can you imagine writing a paragraph based on the first sentence, a paragraph using present tenses? Yes or no? The internet has made shopping and doing business easier. Can you imagine writing an essay using present tenses?
No.
You can't. Can you? Yes? Okay, think about it. If you say nowadays people shop in their pajamas because they can look at merchandise online, that's present. Many people are selling their used items over the internet. That's present continuous. Online banking has become normal. That's present perfect. My friend's very busy, so she has been shopping for a car on the internet. That's present perfect continuous. So this sentence can be used as a topic sentence to set up the situation in which you develop an essay, a short one, using these 4 different present tenses. Are you with me? Okay. The classroom of the future is not necessarily a physical space. Do you think this will talk about the future, or the present, or the past?
Future.
The future. Okay. Is it a really good one for the present? context? Not so much. But how about learning a language has changed me in certain ways? This could be setting me up. It has changed me in this way. I have been doing this, and now I do this, whereas before I did something different. So it can set this up as a present context. How about the next one? My state or my country is different because of the influence of other cultures. Could that give you an idea about making a paragraph or an essay with different present tenses? Sure. Comparison of things that are happening now, things that are factual now, things that have happened before now that influence the present. Actions that started before and are continuing now. How about I have traveled to many countries? How about my teacher showed us several techniques for learning vocabulary? How about there are many English words in my language? Which of these do you think could help you begin an essay using present tenses? How about this one? My teacher showed us several techniques for learning vocabulary. Now I do this. This is another way. So this could be present tense. It could use simple present. It tells what you are doing now, present continuous. It could tell what you have been doing, right? So that could set up a situation. All right? So think about, I'm showing you different ways that you could start an essay where you can develop it with present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous. There are many words in the English words in my language. That's factual. So you can talk about where they have come from, how they are being used, how we do them today, use them today. So that's another possibility. Here are some words that you can use for time. These are time expressions. So if you're talking about simple present or present continuous, you can use words like nowadays and these days. You can use currently. If you want to use a present perfect or present perfect continuous, you can use recently, until recently, up to now, in recent years, in recent months, in recent weeks, over the last few days, over the last few weeks, over the last few months. So these are some time expressions that you should include in your sentences to give it more meaning. Now you're going to write. So this on page, what pages? 13 and 14. You'll get some ideas about topics. You can use any topic you want, but here are just some ideas. So here's an idea that you can write about trends. That means, you know what a trend is? It's a pattern that shows the way the situation is developing. So when you write about a trend, you describe changes that may have begun in the past and are occurring in the present, and you'll probably continue to occur as long as the trend is developing. So here are some topics that you can use for your paragraph. Or you may think of something else where you can develop your use, apply the use of all of these four tenses. Let's just look at one of them. Let's look at the third item. What evidence have you noticed in the news, the arts, or popular culture that indicates that a particular country is becoming more important globally? So you can think of things that are occurring now, things that have been occurring, things that have changed recently that affect the present, things that people have been doing from the past up until now. All right, so these are to give you some ideas on that. So your writing assignment, you need to post your writing to the Chapter 1 discussion forum. So these are some topic ideas. You don't have to stick to them, but sometimes if you get lost on a topic, these are some really good ones. Here are other ones. You can watch a TV news story, listen to the radio, read an article about a current trend, and then describe what's happening and what's been happening. When you finish your writing, you should go over the checklist. Here's the checklist. Reflect on your ability to use the present tenses by answering these questions. Did you use the simple present to describe general truths, routines, habits, or facts? Did you use the present perfect to describe things that happened in the past and relate to the present? Did you use present continuous and or the present perfect continuous to show changing situations? Did you use other tenses? You can still use future. You can still use past in your essay. You don't have to stick to these, but you need to use these as your focus. Did you use time expressions such as recently, up to now, or these days? Did you check your verb phrases for correct form? Also, did you check for subject-verb agreement and parallel structure. Those are things that will help you. So check your writing before you post it. Observe the due date in Angel. And then you're going to read other people's writing. Now, writing should not be you writing for the teacher. Writing is for a lot of people. Certainly in your workplace, you don't write just for one person. You write for many. This is our time to practice writing for this audience of the people who are in our class and for us to help each other out by responding to each other's writing. So I'd like you to read and respond to at least 2 classmates who don't yet have responses. Right? That'll be part of your class participation.